welcome to Knights of Roleplay, an adventuring podcast. This is an actual play 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Royalty-free music provided by Kevin MacLeod, Plate Mail Games, and Tabletop Audio. And now, to adventure. Hello and welcome. My name is Chris Buckner. I'm the primary Dungeon Master for Knights of Roleplay and Adventuring podcast. This session is being recorded over Zoom. Before we get into tonight's adventure, I'm going to play an audio promo from our friends at the podcast Could Have Been Heroes. We're doing a cross-promotion with them for 2 episodes on each podcast, and this is the first of 2. Please enjoy the following promo.
Do you like stories, fairy tales, adventure, happy, sad, scary things?
Do you like fantasy gaming or just enjoy some good collaborative tale-telling? Then do we have the podcast for you. Come travel with us in the lands of Un on Could Have Been Heroes podcast.
Could Have Been Heroes is an actual play podcast where 6 old friends adventure as 6 total strangers who, after missing their shots at destiny, now get a second chance to make a mess of everything.
Tumble down to Farital, a world cast in the spirit of Wonderland and Oz, but with more murder, blood, and swears.
Set in a unique and developing RPG that filters fantasy, horror, pop culture, and other wonderful nonsense through the brains of a bunch of weirdos making their dream game.
You can catch Could Have Been Heroes on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and wherever else you get your podcasts.
Now back to our adventure. Recently, the citizens of the Rock of Brawl had become addicted to pastries that were sold by a woman named Morgantha. She had arrived during the conjunction, which brought the lands of Barovia to Brawl, for a few hours late one night. The party confronted Morgantha and a battle ensued. Ultimately, the old woman escaped through a magical portal. A month has passed, and it is now Stardate 0827.80. The Rock's pastry addiction seems to have disappeared along with Morgantha. In strangely related news, you've been hearing rumors of a bakery in Middle City that has become extremely popular. Normally this would not garner any special attention, except that more and more you see people walking the streets eating a variety of confections created by the bakery. It is eerily similar to when citizens were seen walking the streets eating Morgantha's pastries. Local businesses have once again been losing customers. So adventurers, what have you been doing during your downtime in the past month, if not simply working at the Hammered Unicorn Forge?
Well, aside from working, Strax also just realized that Strax has the Arcane Luck spell available to him, so he's going to probably place that around his various locks around the forge, just to throw that out there in case it becomes relevant. Other than that, yeah, he is just working the forge.
I'm going through pie detox.
Matisse is training and meditating.
Yeah. I mean, would we try to work at the temple to get more favors?
I would think that would be probably what they would do.
Yeah. So.
For more favors? Okay.
Yeah.
So, where was that?
I want to say it was in the Xanathar's Guide.
That's what I'm reaching for first.
Yeah.
See if it's there.
He said 1 month and was it just 1 gold per day?
Sorry, John, what's the question?
Was it 1 gold per day I worked the forge? I can never remember.
I believe it makes 2 gold pieces a day or 3 if you're working it. I think that's how it works.
Subtracting for our living expenses, we ended up with like 1 gold a day. So.
Let's see.
Okay.
Religious service, 131. Got it. Okay. Religious service. At the end of the required time, the character chooses to make either an intelligence religion check or a charisma persuasion check. The total of the check determines the benefits of service as shown on the table. Okay. Hi, Leo. Our cat is saying hello. All right, so it sounds like You guys need to make either the intelligence religion check or a charisma
I'm
persuasion
gonna
check.
check a charisma check.
Is it once per month, once per week?
I'm assuming it's once per work week. Doesn't actually say right in the description.
Well, that means you can choose. So make it once per hour. Let him roll all the favors.
No, I'm just gonna say for now it's a work week.
Okay. So we would do 4 rolls.
Yes.
Okay. All right. First roll. It's going to be 9, 15.
15. Okay, you earn 1 favor.
Okay. Second one is going to be a 10.
10.
Yep.
Your efforts failed to make a lasting impression.
Okay. Okay, third one is an 19.
Yeah, that's 1 favor.
Okay. So that's 2, 3.
You've rolled 3.
Okay, and the last one. Oh, there's one more after. Okay, so that is 23.
And you get 2 favors.
Okay.
So Matisse got 4.
Yep.
Okay,
And I have
so then,
one last one.
No,
nope,
that's
that
it.
was at 4 weeks.
Okay.
4
All
weeks,
right.
1 month. So then I'm sorry, Chris, the choices were persuasion or religion?
4 favors for
Okay, so
Matisse.
Arbine will be making persuasion checks.
Okie dokie.
All right, so let's see how this dice wants to play tonight. That will be a 19.
1 favor.
Okay. Another 19.
1 favor.
That will be a 12.
1 favor.
Okay. Oh, that'll be a 6.
No effect.
Okay, so 3 favors.
This came in handy when you guys are trying to get rid of fatigue and lycanthropy and all kinds of other things.
Fatigue.
Yes, I mean
Quiet
that we
session.
couldn't pay for things, but free is nice. So let me add that to my notes again.
Exhaustion, fatigue, exhaustion.
No,
I always get those mixed up.
Right. I think, did I use all my ones the last time, or did I have just one left?
I think you had just 1 left.
Okay.
Yeah, mine were used up, but now I have 3 favors earned.
Okay, so I have 5 now.
I have to send a lot more werewolves after you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
I have Moonbeam, dude.
It's true.
And light those bitches up.
Question is, is this woman a flavor of shape changer that Moonbeam will work with her? There's the question. Or will she just save out of it? She's a nasty magic user.
So we have a pi problem again, not a 3.144 blah 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 blah.
But it appears to be coming from this bakery.
14159. Thank you.
Yes, mathematicians.
Yeah.
Ron probably knows.
Considering
more
that she, our quarry uses various foods and stuff, I thought it prudent to take protection from poison just in case.
Okay.
Protection from
So-
pastries.
Protection from pastries, yes.
So Lord Stroud had told us she was a shape changer. He had told us she would show up again, and that if it was a similar thing, it would certainly be her. So this seems like it's certainly her. He didn't really offer much beyond that. So what do you guys think? What should we do?
Maybe we should. Oh, I gotta talk in Matisse voice. Maybe we should investigate the situation and see what the end result is.
She got away from us once. She's not going to do it again. Let's go get her.
How is going to get her with the same exact strategy as the last time going to do? Something different.
We'll just have to kill her faster. That's all.
Oh.
Kill her faster.
What if we try to follow her and see where she goes home to? Because I bet there's a base of operations.
Y'all tell me what you want to do.
I guess we could try that. I mean, if you want to take the, coward's way out.
The solution that might actually be effective?
A bolt to the face is effective too.
Yeah, but she's tough, so she gets a chance to disappear again. That's all I'm saying. Is we find the place she's disappearing to, then there's no ground left to run away to.
We don't have any way to track somebody who disappears like that, do we?
Yeah, but she probably doesn't go home that way every day.
No. But I'm saying,
She
I'm just
has
wondering if we have a way to
magical
track somebody who
situation, we should be
disappears.
able to track her, correct?
What was
I
that?
don't really hear you, Greg.
If she has magic, we should be able to track her somehow.
Not really.
I'll look at them.
Not with anything that we have available, or at least not that I know of. Strax would be the best bet unless Janie's got something crazy in her spells.
She can wild surge and create unicorns that fall and take damage.
Way to make me sound like I'm useful, Chris. Well,
How is Janie feeling now that her addiction finally wore off?
Janie is. I mean, the addiction is gone. Strahd had said that it probably passed within about a week. So we'll say that Janie's passed a little over a week after you saw Strahd.
Did she continue having nightmares?
No,
Okay.
she did not.
No,
Although-
Strax doesn't have any kind of divination or anything like that that might let him follow somebody who teleports or something like that, unfortunately.
Alright, so what's the plan?
I'm kind of opening up to suggestions from other people. I've made my case for what I think we should do, but
Just follow her?
try to follow her home one night and see where it is that she comes from, and then we could set a trap or an ambush for her true base of operations rather than her shop front.
a trap.
Actually,
And we're going to have Bugatti on the recording.
Cats and baby.
I hanker for a hunk of pie.
Pie?
All right. So, John, you were checking on something?
yeah. Good work. Best I got. So, well, if you just want to see where she goes when she packs up at night, I suppose I might be able to whip up something that could at least follow her.
Yeah,
Tell
like one
us
of
where
your
she
little
goes
clank
without us
clanks.
going in
That would be wonderful. Yeah, that's extra
That little
stealthy.
clanks, what?
Whatever you call them, I don't know.
Yeah, give me a.
What per se is a clank clank?
Yeah.
He's got his little creatures that he's made, his little noisemakers and stuff like that.
No. Those things, no. Those are toys. No, I think I can do something a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
Give me till tomorrow. Let's see what I can work up.
Okay. So, you're going to wait until tomorrow?
Yep. And what I am going to do is I am going to disassemble my pipes of haunting.
Okay.
And instead use those parts to whip together where is it there? Yep, there we are. A little homunculus servant.
Okay.
A
You have your
homunculus
little
servant. It is.
homunculus.
Homunculus. That's so homunculus.
So next morning, when we all meet together, I bring out what looks like just a little tiny bird, little metal, robotic bird, metal bird, and say, "There, I think this should do the job. At least it's not sticking our necks out for whatever. And as long as she doesn't, it'll keep her from knowing that we're onto her at the very least. I'm thinking."
Okay. How does it communicate with you what it sees or follows?
No, it's simple enough. It would just simply follow her to where she goes and then come back and lead us there to the same place.
Okay, that sounds good.
Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So you're going
I
to.
guess we got to go find her first.
So you're heading over to Middle City to the Great Market, which is where the bakery is located.
Sure.
Market to market.
A hunting we will
Anybody
go.
need anything while
a
we're here?
hunting we will go. Hi ho the dairy a hunting we will go.
Oh, dairy's bad for you.
Okay, so you go to where the bakery is in the Great Market in Middle City, and it is called Caroline's Confections. And it is a small makeshift building constructed from wood with 3 walls and a roof, with the remaining side mostly open to the Great Market. The open side has a 3-foot wall behind which is a counter where 3 human females display the bakery's confections and handle the buying and selling of their delicious inventory. A small wooden sign hangs above the counter that reads Caroline's Confections. There are 2 huge lines of perhaps 50 customers eagerly awaiting their turn to purchase the delectable treats. Among the 3 human females, you see a woman you'd guess to be in her mid-40s, with a thin build, long dark brown hair with some gray, wearing a modest dress in the color of a deep blackish blue, covered by a white apron with multicolored stains. There is another woman who's probably in her mid-30s, with a thin build, long dark brown hair, wearing a modest dress in a dark green color, also wearing an apron with multicolored stains. The third woman is a young girl you'd guess to be about 13. She has similar features to the other 2 women, and she's wearing a light blue dress. The older women are making the sales, while the young girl is rapidly bagging up the baked goods. So that is what you see at the bakery in the Great Market.
What time is it? Roughly.
We'll say it's 11 a.m.
11-ish. Okay.
7.
Oh,
So we got a little time before closing. So I'm thinking we just,
Do the pies look the same as the last pies that we saw?
They're not pies specifically.
Okay.
They are things like cupcakes, brownies, cookies.
Oh, okay.
do they
So they're
smell
different.
the same?
Do you go buy one?
I figure if we're close. No, they'd know me if I got if I got close enough.
I mean, you can probably walk within a certain distance and pick up a smell, and basically just imagine what it's like to walk into a bakery, and that's what you smell.
Yeah,
okay.
Wide variety of scents.
wide variety.
Janie, you should stay away from there.
She's still in rehab.
Cupcakes. The cupcakes sound really good.
No, you don't need to go get.
Cupcakes. Tasty, tasty cupcakes.
Okay, so you're there. You took
Don't be
in,
so hasty. Come on.
you took in the scene. So now what?
Do we wait until the closing time?
I mean, I do kind of look at the others and say it's a little concerning that now there's 3 people instead of 1. Which one is? Did we get her name at any point, or is that just like have we heard the name Morgantha in passing?
I don't recall if Strahd mentioned it during your conversation, but we can just say that you know it. It's fine.
Okay.
A popular
So we-
person, their name would get around anyway.
So we don't know which one is Morgantha. And with 2
Why
people who look
does-
very similar, does she as help? Are they like her?
Assuming one of them is.
Why doesn't someone just say the name out loud and see if someone responds to it?
No, we don't want to draw attention to ourselves.
If you guys
hey.
are, go ahead, Strax.
Why don't you go talk to one of the customers out there, see if they're have the same kind of reactions, I should guess, because these don't even look like the same lady. So this may not even be them. May just be a popular pastry place for all I know.
Oh, we've been seeing that the businesses are they're declining to give business to their other usual places, just like what was happening before.
Well, sure, but maybe they're just really good. Enough. What is it? Doesn't hurt to ask. If they have the same kind of schizo reaction, then I think we can assume that these are the same ladies. At least one of those is the same lady.
Well, who
Strax,
wants?
if it quacks like a duck, acts like a duck, is probably a duck. So I would take the blinders off and assume it's her still. in a different shape.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Weird
guys
for me to
are
be the cautious one.
if
I
you
know how to
guys
act like
well,
a duck, but I'm not a duck.
if you guys are game for it, I'd actually suggest we go back to the temple and see if the woman from Barovia who we cured of lycanthropy, if she's still there, just to tell her about the development of 3 people. Maybe she would know if there's something to explain that.
We see any people kind of like before wandering around, kind of like, just tuned out, or no, we don't see anything like.
There are lots of people. There are lots of people that are walking around with a variety of different treats from the bakery, in a very similar fashion to when you saw people walking around with the pastries.
Okay,
List
so
out on baked
with the
goods.
pies. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
These are special baked goods.
I mean, it is 420. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's actually way too apropos. That's hilarious. Oh my
There we
goodness.
go. It's said out loud.
Well, I'm just gonna wait. Well, I don't know. Hey, wouldn't be the first time I spent the day at the marketplace. I was just gonna wait around till roughly closing time, and then set the bird to follow.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would really like to go to the temple. Is there any reason we can't do that while we're waiting around for closing
Here,
time?
that cupcake looks good. Why don't you tell me
Feel
about
free
that
to go if you
cupcake?
want.
Excuse me, sir. Is that cupcake real tasty?
Yeah. This cupcake's really good.
What's so good about the cupcake?
Oh, it tastes really delicious, and it's really yummy, and I want to have more.
Do you have any special dreams when you're sleeping after you eat the cupcake?
Well, I've been having a lot of really great dreams lately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any.
Turn to Strax and Matisse and shrug my shoulders like that confirms it. So
Come on, let's go shopping.
okay,
I thought as much.
to the temple and then shopping.
You're obsessed.
Wait, that frosting looks super.
I want to try to get as much intel as we can. If this woman knew something
Go
about
ahead.
the
I'm
one
going
woman,
shopping.
Is that buttercream?
I'll go shopping with you, but then I'd like you guys to come with me to the temple.
Okay.
The powerful
So
guy was making eyes at me. I don't really feel comfortable wandering around on my own right now.
the
You
quote,
could probably
powerful
kick his
guy.
butt.
Cool.
Did I notice that? I mean, you said it, so that to me that seemed like it would be
No, you're saying the powerful guy, like
Yeah.
define powerful.
Lord Strahd. The creepy,
your
dark,
character
pale,
doesn't
tall
offer battle.
guy who is.
Well, we don't know
Well,
if he's
no.
there.
Chris described him staring at me when we left.
Yes,
Right, but you don't know
that's not
you
at
know
issue.
A lot of detail.
The issue is
about
you're saying this
Strahd.
powerful guy. You have no idea
Okay.
if he's powerful at all.
Okay.
You have no clue.
Well, other
You don't
than
know
what
who he
Mor-
is.
Other than what Morgantha told us about how he could corrupt everybody.
Yes. Yes.
So
But do we trust a girl that's selling crack pies?
I don't know.
And
I don't know who we
cupcakes
trust.
and whatever else.
You're drawing conclusions, Kate.
All I
That's
know
what
is
I'm trying to say,
All
yes.
I know is Lord Strahd had a creepy lady at his gate who hissed at us, and he was staring at me when I left. And I
I think some
didn't like
metagame is creeping in there on Kate. I think is what's happening. She doesn't want to admit it.
You need some ointment for that?
He's
burn,
rationalizing.
Are we still at the market or did we go somewhere else?
Yeah, we're still at the market.
So far, you're still at the market. You're still
Kate? I
discussing
want
what
to
you
look
want
at
to do.
shiny things.
Let's go look at shiny.
Yay!
There are many shops, sort of kiosks, cart, that sort of thing, like all over the place where you can look for, baubles and jewelry and all kinds of things.
Is there anything
Clothes, fabric,
right here? Anything particular that naming?
spices, different kinds of food.
Lots and lots of pain.
No. Well, I'm sure we can find that in the marketplace too.
This place is a little more upscale than the lesser market, but things are a little bit more expensive.
Is this the medium market?
It's pretty much there's the lesser market and the great market, and that's it. And the great market has the really good stuff, the really expensive stuff, and the lesser market not so much.
Um,
I'm still going to put up. Well, since Strax is up here, he's probably going to see if he can put out some feelers for some more recipes.
Okay. Are you
Nothing
talking
I need
about
right now. You can think about
for making magic items?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Just remind me of that at some point.
Yeah.
So that I can try to include it in the adventures later.
Okay.
can I look for potions, like invisibility, any type of potions?
You can look. I mean, if you were going to be able to find magic items in one of the two markets, this would probably be the one. Why don't you make an investigation check, and we'll say that since if you enlist the aid of the party, you can make it with advantage.
Am I getting aid from the party?
Nope, apparently
Well,
not.
hey, I mean, I'm assuming
looking
I'm
for?
not far from you, so I'll give you a hand.
What are you
helping
looking
me?
for?
Sure,
Can
I'll
I roll
help
it with
you.
advantage?
You're
Okay.
looking for shiny things?
She's looking for
No.
potions.
Potions.
Looking for potions.
Oh.
Well, I rolled for crap, but it's a 10. It's a 10.
Okay, so you find one seller who has a potion of healing.
How much?
I think it's 25. I think is what it is.
Yes,
I will buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will buy it.
Can't hurt to have as many of those as we can get. Good for waking people up.
Arvine would look
true.
for probably
Good for getting
another.
crunchy sorcerers back on her feet.
Arvine would look for another magical laser sword just to make it so her equipment is balanced. I mean, she doesn't have high hopes of finding it, but
Well, yeah.
I forget if we found stuff in the middle market or the high market before. I think it was the high market.
I don't
where
think
we
we've
had
been
go
to the
for-
high market.
You're in the greater market right now.
Okay.
That is the high market.
There's the lesser
Okay.
market and there's the greater market.
Okay, so
and you were
the
at the
great-
greater market.
There is
Okay,
no third
so
market.
I would look around to see. I knew that I had found magical armor, which I did ultimately buy once we had the money.
Yep.
I would look to see if anybody had another +1 laser sword.
Okay. Why don't you make an investigation check with advantage?
Okay.
I'm good at looking for shiny things. Well, apparently not potions.
That, by the way, wouldn't be a bad recipe to be looking for. Keeping an
Potion
eye out for.
recipes?
Potion
Superior healing
No.
potion? Or
No, just standard
greater?
basic bonuses to weapons and armor, +1 weapons, +1 armor.
Oh, wow. Wow. I rolled a 2 and a 2.
All right.
That ain't great. All right. So that's a 1.
Arvine is too distracted by her need to go back to the temple.
Right? Arvine is actually about to peel off with Matisse. She's not going to go on her own because no split the party and because she was creeped out by the dude. But yeah, she's
Unfortunately, honey, you do not. Your character does not
Okay.
find
Honey.
magical laser sword.
so. All right.
Any more shopping?
Arvine would turn to Matisse and say, and kind of turn to the others and say, "Look, if you guys don't all want to come with me to the temple, then Matisse and I are at least going to go. I want to see what other info we can get before we follow this person or people."
Okay.
Okay. So
Whatever.
you go to the temple, but the woman is not there.
Okay. All right.
Told you, waste of time.
Go back to the market. Didn't know if she would be or not. All right.
You find Strax being dragged along the street by me skipping. La 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 la.
Arvine kind of giggles.
Okay. So the day kind of
Stifles
moves
a
on,
laugh.
and it gets to be 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. The line in front of the bakery hasn't gotten any smaller, and they're not closed. It gets to be 9 o'clock. It gets to be 10 p.m., 11 p.m. It gets to be around midnight, and then the line slowly starts to dwindle down, and by about 1 a.m., the line is gone, and it looks to you like the three women are doing basically some cleanup and so forth from the end of the day, and there's sort of a small, it's almost like a linen closet, a small space at the back of the building. Again, it's a very small building, but there is basically a place where they have supplies, and you think they might do some of the food creation in there. Well, they do some of it on the counter, but they do some in this little area behind there too, where they keep supplies. And basically, the three women go into that little area in the back, and you don't really see them, for like, it's like 1:30 a.m. It's 2 a.m. It's 2:30 a.m.
Oh, boy.
And occasionally you'll see like the teenage girl. She'll come out, do something on the counter, and then go back in, and you're not really sure exactly what's happening.
I'm thinking that they probably don't go home.
And they don't go to sleep either.
Yeah, that's creepy.
So it's about 2:30 a.m. right now. Are you guys going to get a long rest for this evening?
Do you want to get a rest tonight and come back tomorrow, or start this confrontation now?
I forget what the penalty is for skipping.
Well, we wouldn't, if we started a confrontation now, we wouldn't get into the penalty starts coming if we're up for 24 hours straight.
Well, I mean, you don't get a long rest is the first penalty. But
Right.
you haven't used any resources, so it's not like that would be a big deal. But I believe you start to take levels of exhaustion. I have to kind of double check it.
Right.
Yeah, I think you have to like make a con check or something.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I would think that
There
we're
aren't
going to
people
run
around
into...
now, so at least if we got into a fight, we wouldn't hurt other people.
We wouldn't hurt other people, and we wouldn't possibly incite another crowd of 50 people against us.
I don't think we're going to get into a situation where we're going to be able to catch them off guard unless we do so now.
Unless someone thought that they could lure them out. At least out in the open. Might be more vulnerable. Janie could use more of her abilities with impunity. That or we stick our head in the closet where they keep going, but I don't know what we're going to find in there. I'm sure it's not a little tiny closet if the three of them are doing something in there.
No,
Those of you who might be wondering,
it's not like an actual closet, but it's sort of like a walk-in closet.
Okay.
for those of you who might be wondering, no, I cannot see through the eyes of my homunculus hermit like I could a familiar, which is a shame because that would be really useful right now.
What if you just sent him to make a bunch of noise and see if it would draw one or more of them out?
I have lightning lore. I have to get within 15 feet of them for that.
I see the smoke rising from people's ears. Trying to devise a plan.
I cringe to suggest this, but Janie, if you light the tent on fire again, they'll probably come out.
I mean, I know what Strax would do here.
And what would
Just do it, Strax! Do it, Strax!
maybe Matisse could go at, might go with it again. Do it, and we'll see what happens.
This is the lady or the ladies who addicted your sister, so Arvine's kind of resigned somewhat to you being impulsive in these situations.
All right. Well,
You have a stamp of Arvine.
She let you cut it, dude. She let you cut into the tent the last time. That should have told you that she knew better than to try to call you off of that one.
Matisse is ready to go.
Worst case scenario, I have Dimension Door.
And I have Gate, so...
I want to see what happens when your entire group starts attacking a teenage girl.
Oh, that's why I think we should try to lure her out.
Well, Nirvana...
Nice
to be
know.
clear-
We know the
Like Teen
teenage girl is
Spirit.
the old lady, so
well,
Right, but to be clear, I mean, the Rock is like New York. There's people still in the market. There's a lot of people
Right.
still in the market. They're just not right around.
Oh, okay.
They're not right around Caroline's confections.
Oh boy.
So if this teenage girl comes out and you attack her, the people around
We'll see it.
Okay.
No.
definitely see it.
Attack
gonna
with
get a notice.
restraint.
you know.
I mean,
Well, Strax, do you still have create bonfire?
always.
Start a
Light a
fire.
fire.
No, I mean, really, Strax would just march right on in.
Then let's
You
go.
wouldn't care at this point. You're just like, they're not going anywhere, so all right, he's going in.
All right, Arvine kind of sighs and follows.
So you all make your way over toward.
I don't make my way over. I
cast a
march
cantrip
my
on
way
myself before we go in.
Okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
Sure.
I'd like to cast friends on myself.
So you want to be your own friend?
Don't you target somebody else with it?
It's for the duration. You have advantage
Oh, I see.
on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile toward you.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Okay.
So I might be able to convince them to talk to us.
Okay.
When the
I don't
spell
think
ends,
your
the
brother
creature
wants to
realizes
talk.
you use
I
magic
always thought
influence
friends
on
was a
them
targeted spell.
and becomes hostile toward you, but I'm willing to take that chance.
Are you sure that target isn't self?
It
Or
is
isn't-
target self, me.
That's weird. Okay, that's not the spell I'm remembering then.
It makes me friendly and charismatic.
Oh. Matisse didn't start the fire.
It must be a very powerful spell indeed.
You're a dick. And there's our soundbite.
Par for the course.
All right.
So you
Oh, yeah.
so you walk over there
I'm
and
tired of
Jane
waiting.
cast
I'm
friends
going.
on herself.
What about your friends?
I'm gonna go in first, and I'm gonna be like, "Excuse me, but I heard there were good pastries here. Are you still selling pastries?"
Okay, so when you say you go in, I mean everything is sold from on the outside of that counter. It's not like a bakery that you can walk into, but there is the space that they work in, where you basically be walking into the space where they work from, to get to that little sort of walk-in closet, which there's nobody really there. There's nobody that will be stopping you, so you could just walk up to the linen closet or to the walk-in closet, and try to speak to whoever's in there if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah, I'll try to like peek into the closet and be like, "Excuse me, are you still open?"
Now,
There,
if you want to try that, but really, Strax is just going to hop the counter and go.
I'm gonna
what's-
stand in
That's
your
what he
way.
wants to do. Well, that's what he's trying to.
Arvine and Matisse kind of hang back at the opening and kind of like wait to watch the fireworks subside.
Okay, so
See what you guys do.
Strax jumps over the counter. Janie kind of like lifts up the little wooden thing and walks in there and gets in Strax's way.
Arvine looks at Matisse and shrugs.
And
Matisse decides to jump over too.
Arvine has her laser swords ready.
Janie goes over to the door of that little space, and you see the teenage girl standing there. She seems kind of surprised. She's like, "Oh, yes, we're closed at the moment."
Oh, I'm sorry, but my friend here, he's pretty hurting for some pastries. So, could you sell us some pastries? Can we see where the pastries are made?
Well, we're making the pastries for the next day right now, but you can't come in. We need to be alone while we're making the pastries. So if you want to come back, say around 8 a.m., 9 a.m.
But it's super duper important that my friend get a pastry. It's his birthday, and he just needs a pastry for his birthday. You have to understand.
She seems a little bit confused, and she says, Mom, can you come here, please? So the next oldest woman, the one in her 30s, comes in, and she says, I heard my daughter tell you that we're closed, so please come back later.
All right, enough of this. I just pushed my way in.
You push your way in, and so you see basically this area where they're making the different confections, and the woman's like, "Get out of here right now!"
No.
Like I said, you have to excuse my friend. He's very excited about turning like 70, and like he needs a pastry.
All right. I think that's enough, Janie. Now, look.
I need you to
Been down this
get out
road.
now, get out.
No, we've been down this road before. You're causing trouble, and you're leaving.
I'm afraid not.
I'm not giving you a choice in the matter.
She sort of stands with her hands on her hips and just kind of waits to see what you do.
Are the pastries on the counter right now?
Oh, no.
Oh God!
There are a bunch of like ingredients and things, and there's some partially prepared brownies and cookies and things like that.
I'm feeling festive. I might just decide to tap dance on the countertop.
I don't know. I'm kind
Arvine
of
just kind of rolls her eyes.
I'm
and
kind of
sees
liking the
that
create bonfire idea, actually.
You need some help baking those?
All right. Hey, that's not a bad idea.
So
All right.
so even though we're not really using like a map, try to think about the area as basically being like it's the area that you have to walk in there. It's like 2 squares by 4 squares, so it's a total of 8 squares.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 rows of 4. And right now you've got the older woman, the woman in her 30s, the teenage girl, Strax, and Janie, which is five of those 8 squares are already taken up.
Yep.
I mean, it's possible that Matisse and Arvine could be in some of those last squares, which basically means there's like 1 square left. So you're all in there shoulder to
2
shoulder
droids
right
sitting
now.
standing outside, by the way.
Yes, and you have GH88 and SDO1 there as well. and you're basically at a standoff with the teenage girl's mom, and she's telling you to leave and you won't leave, and so you're sort of being threatening, and she's just kind of standing there like, yeah, whatever, and she's waiting to see what you're going to do.
All right. Well,
I thought I was on top of the countertop.
I want to cast Mind Sliver on her.
On who?
The mom.
On the mom.
The mom.
Okay. So you do the incantation, and you cast the spell, and what does it do?
It drives a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range, which is 60 feet.
Okay.
The target must succeed on an intelligence saving throw or take 1d6 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes.
So let's see. I got to get the stats for this
Janie with
woman.
the opening salvo. I was just about ready to start lighting some pies on fire, but okay.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I have a saving throw to make, and I'm sorry, what kind of saving throw was it there, Janie?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Int.
Okay. Here we go. 6.
Fail.
Yes. Nice.
And what was the effect again?
It's going to be 1d6 of psychic damage,
Okay.
which is going to be a 6.
6.
Nice.
And they have to subtract a d4 from their next saving throw if it makes a saving throw before the end of my next turn, which we're not technically in gameplay yet, but
Yeah, we'll roll initiative right now, so.
I think
I was just hoping to
Roll
shock her a little bit.
initiative.
That's the first time I've used that spell.
So the woman cries out in pain and sort of grabs her head, and then
You all right, lady?
they
What the hell's going on here?
they all seem to start making all these motions and doing these incantations.
Which is right.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Witches are bitches.
Uh-oh. You need to calm down.
This cat is demanding.
Oh, kitten.
Okay, so Janie, initiative.
15. Surprisingly good for me.
And Matisse.
12.
Ugh, that's terrible.
And Arvine.
7
Oh.
What's your modifier?
+5.
Yeah, go before the bad ones.
And Strax.
He said that really quiet. It's like 8.
8.
It's hard to project 8.
We're all jumbled up tonight. We got Janie and Matisse are on their game, and Strax and Arvine are both tripping on their feet. You know,
I told you I was on the countertop destroying.
well, Arvine's mortified again, and Strax is probably just over enthusiastic.
So our initiative order is Janie, our Clash Star Sorceress, Matisse, Diva Paladin, Strax, Hobgoblin, Artificer, and Constructs, Arvine, SMR Fighter, and then the Bakers.
Oh shit, that should have been 2d6.
Bakers.
That's okay. Ogres.
Okay. So, Janie, start of your turn. She loses the penalty to her saving throw thing.
I could do it again.
Ooh.
Mind
Well,
Sliver!
What else do
At the
you
very
have that
least, break their concentration. I mean, I have things like lightning lore and poison spray and stuff, but
would... Yeah. Burning
Whatever
hands
it
with the
takes.
reduced save, they'd be taking full fire damage, but you set the tent on fire, so it's like...
yeah, I don't want to set the tent on fire this time.
It's,
I don't want to
it's
set
not
the
a
tent
tent.
on
It's
fire.
just a storefront, right? It's like a
It's
Like a
it's basically a storefront. It's kind of like a large kiosk, kind of.
okay.
It's like a lean-to.
There's Sickening Radiance to save?
Yes. I don't think we ever figured out how strong she really was last time, but yeah, Sickening Radiance is a con save. But everything in its area gets affected by it, including us.
Mm-hmm. It's tight quarters.
You're in tight quarters right now.
Maybe not the best choice. Fair enough.
Do
Yeah.
Suggest a tactical retreat.
no, I'm not thinking tactical retreat. Hold on.
Track those.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my initial gut, which was to hit her with some lightning lore.
Nice.
So a lash of lightning energy strikes at one creature of your choice that you can see within 15 feet of you. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line toward you, and then take, in this case now, 2d8 lightning damage if they
Okay, so
within 5 feet.
the teenage girl casts counterspell. So what level spell is that spell that you were just using?
It's a cantrip.
Oh, okay. Then it's countered.
The guy was making a blep at me.
Well, at least it didn't waste a spell slot.
She says, no.
You didn't say the magic word.
Okay, well, that might be it for me then.
Okay. Then Matisse, our diva paladin.
Am I near somebody?
Let's see. It's theater of the mind in this little tiny space with Strax and Janie basically in the front there. You could attack the teenage girl.
Ooh, I feel bad about that, but
I guess you can't attack her then.
but she's harming the party, so
She just counterspelled Janie's spell.
okay. So I'm going
Not
to
what
go.
she seems, man.
Yeah, she's probably an old heifer, but
Oh.
okay. All right, so attack.
Attack with the laser sword.
Oh, did I still have to roll for a wild surge even though I didn't actually get to cast it?
I believe so, because I think the way it works is that you cast the spell, and then it gets countered with another spell.
Okay, well, I rolled a 9, so okay. Sorry, proceed. Ogres.
Okay, so it is 18 to hit.
18 to hit.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 18, 20, because I have +8.
Gotcha. Okay, just looking to see if there's any shenanigans going on here. Oh, sorry, there is something that I missed. Which, oh no, never mind. I didn't miss it. Never mind. All right, so you see AC 20, Greg?
Yes.
Okay. So that does hit
Okay.
with the laser sword.
That is going to be for 14.
14. She screams out in her teenage voice, "Ouch!" You gonna keep trying to kill this teenager, you horrible, horrible person, you.
All's fair in love and witches.
You have a second attack?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let's see how this does. All right, so this is going to be 12 to hit.
12 to hit. She dodges out of the way as you swing your laser sword.
Okay.
You smash a bunch of brownies.
Well, that's okay.
Well, isn't she a brownie?
No.
Oh,
No, she's a witch.
she's about the right age.
Might be a Girl Scout, not a brownie.
Oh, that's
what-
true. Wrong.
She's a witch scout. I'm going to use
Brownies are younger
my
than that.
I got
my
it.
action point
Okay.
for a one
Single
Weapon.
weapon attack.
attack.
So one more action, one more multi-attack action. Excellent.
Nope.
Okay, and that's going to be for 22 to hit,
That will definitely hit.
and that's for 14 also.
Okay, she cries out in pain again. All right, and that's your turn.
That's my turn.
Okay. Then we have Strax, Hobgoblin Artificer, and Constructs.
Okay. Can I back out of the door and still keep any of them in? Well, actually, I'm probably right up in their face, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Birthday boy.
hmm?
Birthday boy.
Yeah. Which means, yeah, I'd be taking a opportunity attack from probably all of them if I try to move.
Probably, if you're trying to get out in this tight space.
Okay.
Disengage.
Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. You said that there are still some people outside, out in the market?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Then I will disengage, and I'm going to basically stumble out of the work area.
Yep.
I basically scream, "Stupid bitches attacked me!"
Okay.
I think that's the soundbite.
He got beat up
The hell
by
are
a
they?
girl.
He's not a teenager that I'm attacking, so
Okay, and are there constructs dodging?
Well,
Use an action
kind
and
of-
use move.
yeah, there's not much for them to do, unfortunately, from where they are. So,
You could probably get SDO1 in there to try to deflect attacks away from Matisse.
that's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, I'll send SDO1 in there, but he'll be taking the dodge action.
Okay. All right, then Arvine, SMR fighter.
Okay. Is there room now that Strahd got out for Arvine to get in?
Now the Strahd got out, huh?
That was Strahd.
Oh.
Strax.
Someone-
Strahd.
glad you didn't know how
Someone's
to
on
do
her
it.
mind.
Sorry.
the tall evil one.
Thinking about that handsome man.
Wait.
Those
His beautiful back hair.
He doesn't have a
flowing
ginger,
locks of back hair.
doesn't have a ginger butt, so
Wow.
You could potentially get in there to help Greg go murder hobo on the teenager. Now the Strax is out of there, you could probably get in there and attack one of the older women.
he's
Okay.
not a teen.
I will help Greg. Yeah, well, for all we know, that the teenager is Morgantha. So yeah. Yeah, I'll go in there and help concentrate damage.
Okay.
So
You're a terrible, terrible people.
The funny thing is, it's not Strax doing it this time.
It's true. That's true.
Okay.
It's supposedly the good
Target the
people.
teenager.
That's once a bounty hunter. Once a bounty hunter.
Right. All right. So we'll swing laser sword, magical laser sword. Make sure I've got that. Okay. It's gonna hit for AC 20.
See, 20 will hit.
Okay, it's going to hit for, let's see here, 10
10. Okay.
magical force damage.
Okay. She cries out in pain again, and that attack bloodies her.
Okay. And then hit swings again. It's going to be for AC 18.
That will hit.
That'll be for 12 magical force damage.
Okay. Strike her once. Strike her again with the laser sword.
Then she's going to swing with the offhand.
Okay.
That'll be a critical.
Okay.
Critical.
It's good because I rolled poop on the first damage die. Probably roll poop on the second, but we'll try. Oh, not bad actually. Okay, I'll take that.
Knock her out.
9. So that'll be 14 force damage.
Okay. Offhand attack as it hits her right on the shoulder. Good hit.
Okay, and then Bugatti's trying to play with my dice. And Arvine will kind of raise her eyebrows at them and said, Lord Strahd said that you guys were shape changers. What are you really? And then she will hold ready after that.
Okay.
Spam calls.
So let's see. It is their turn. So... All right. Let's start with... You see the teenage girl. She changes into... her appearance changes into this hag, and it has sort of like this bluish green skin and this seaweed-like sort of hair, and it's seems to be have like moisture and almost like scaly skin all over its body.
So you're saying she's moist.
Moist. So she will
Turns into a nope monster. Nope.
That's an action. Okay. So she is going to try to do... She can't cast that because she's kind of in the way. Okay. So she's going to... She's got Matisse around her. She's got the SDL1 around her. She's going to maneuver just a little ways. Actually, she probably can't really move anywhere. Okay, so she's just going to try... She's going to try to cast a hold person. She's going to cast hold person on... Let me look at the spell real quick here. Hold person...
It would have to be Matisse. It couldn't target a steel one.
Yeah, she wouldn't try to do that. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Okay, so Matisse, wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
With your buff, don't forget.
Yes, you do get your aura protection. Yep.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. That is going to be a nice high roll because it's got +2 and 10, so it's going to be 29.
Whew. Musical perfection there, man.
All right, so what is your bonus?
My bonus is +8 plus the 2.
+8 plus the 2. Okay. So you have a +8 on your wisdom saving throw. Why am I having a hard time with that? What is that? Does that sound consistent with a lot of your other saving throws? I'm asking the rest of them.
With mine, my intelligence is +8.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you pass. No issue there. And that is her bonus action. That is her action. Let's see. So that is going to be it for her. You see the woman that looks to be in her 40s. She drops the illusion that she had up, and that woman appears to be Morgantha.
Hmm.
And she is going to, let's see. She is going to hit Janie and Arvine with a lightning bolt. So that is going to be dexterity saving throws from the two of you.
If you want to impose
You
this
got plus
disadvantage.
2.
Yeah. Oof. Okay, so no, but it's probably not going to be good enough. But oh well.
I'm gonna bend luck. No, hold on.
Yeah, dude, tell me what you got. I can let you. What you rolled.
Our Arvine didn't roll great either, but we'll see where Janie comes up. It sounds like she's probably worse off.
Well, what did you roll?
I rolled an 8.
But
after
did you
my
include your
bonuses.
plus
That's including
2?
yours plus 2.
Oh.
I rolled a 12 with my bonuses, so I stumbled, but not as bad as Janie.
So did you have a 14 from the plus 2?
No, that's with your plus 2.
Oh,
10
gotcha.
before your plus 2, sir.
However, I do have an inspiration.
Burn that crap up.
Again, just as a reminder, the intention for inspiration.
It is to, that's what I was just thinking about.
Okay.
Was that the intention for inspiration is to call it first, not be like, oh, I messed up.
Right.
There it is. That's okay. But that's you rolled. You got 8 even with the plus 2 bonus from a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can do Tides of Chaos. So once per long rest, I can gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Before you regain the use, the DM can have you roll a Wild Surge. After you cast a first level or higher spell, and then you can regain it. So I'm going to use my Tides of Chaos to roll again.
Nice.
Pick a different dice.
I'm going to send some vibes there for you to get a good roll.
That is so much better. That's a 19 on the dice.
There you
So
go.
that would make it 23.
The question is, would Strax do anything for Arvine tripping on her face?
Yeah. For Arvine, Strax shouts out, "Jump!" Flash of genius. It takes a genius to figure out you got to jump. Plus 5.
Plus 5, so that'll be a 17.
So let's see here. All right, so 17 and Janie's was what now?
23.
Okay. So you each take 21 lightning damage.
Ouch.
Ooh.
How
That
much?
would have been really,
21.
21.
Ooh.
really bad if we hadn't made those saves. Ouch. Okay.
No, we
These
need to
guys
take
aren't
that.
small
Does the lightning
time.
set the
Down.
building on fire?
No, it comes shooting out and it goes right by you, and you're like, whoa! So then the woman in her 30s drops her disguise, and her skin is completely green, and she is going to actually, yeah, maybe we'll do that one. Lightning bolt is tempting once again. Okay. So it starts with 1. And then we'll go to... Okay, so Janie and Arvine and Matisse. I need you to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh.
Oh boy. At least with your plus 2, Matisse, there's that buff.
Ugh.
I I have advantage on wisdom saving throws.
You do? For being Kalashtar-y. All right, so
Well,
Janie.
that's good.
22.
Okay. And Matisse.
14.
And Arvine.
17.
Okay. So, Matisse, you are paralyzed. So I think there's a way you can put that on a character in D&D Beyond.
Under conditions, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I got that one, and so okay. So she did a hold as well. Okay. Got all those. See if there's anything in particular that I'm missing here.
Paralyzed is nasty. You can't do anything, and any hit on you is automatically a critical.
And people have advantage on their attacks against you because you're restrained. Yes, it's brutal.
True that.
Hopefully you get saves on your turns, but I don't know.
I knew I should have taken lesser restoration.
Okay. So we are back up to the top of the initiative, which is Janie, Kalashtar, Sorceress, and the way that the hag looks, that was the teenage girl. It's so horrifying that when you start your turn, you have to make a wisdom saving throw against how horrible she looks. Yes, when you start your turn. Yep, you're starting your turn right now. So go ahead.
Wisdom saving throw.
You're
That will be
Probably be
a
pretty good, but
23.
okay, 23. So you kind of shake it off. She's pretty horrible looking, but you kind of shake off the effect, and then you can take your turn as normal.
Okay.
Backlash. Good job.
I am going to turn around and cast Hold Person on the three of them.
Okay. So
that'll be a wisdom saving throw. As a 4th level, I get 2 additional targets.
Sweet. Battle of the Sorcerer Supremes.
don't you get one extra target per spell level above that?
Yeah, it's
Or
first
it's
spell
second level.
above
It's
third.
second level. Right.
So no, I'm using it as 4th level.
That's 4th level. Gotcha.
She gets
So
three
after
targets.
3rd level, I get 1 additional target for each one above. So I got 2 additional targets right now.
Yeah.
So that will be all 3.
Yep. Good stuff. Nice, Janie.
So let's
Thank
go
you.
with Morganta.
It's persistent.
Okay. Morganta, it's wisdom, right?
Yep.
She gets a 17.
Oh, damn it.
Okay.
Close.
And then the green hag. Green hag. Green hag.
Green Hag.
Green hag fails.
Because it's 15 for me. Just
The DC?
yeah.
Mhm.
It went up because I bumped my charisma.
Nice.
Oh, sea hag gets natural 1.
Nice! Does she just like freeze and fall over and knock all pies?
Not
Pull the
knocking
Neville
five,
bottom.
So what's the exit condition? Do they?
What's the
Is it
exit
concentration? Do they get to?
It's a concentration spell.
Yeah.
And they can make another wisdom saving throw
at the end of their turns?
at the end of their turns.
Question is, if they're paralyzed, do they keep concentration on spells? I honestly have no idea how that works.
No,
you know?
she doesn't.
Oh, well, that means that Matisse is
So
not
is
paralyzed.
Matisse still
anymore.
held, or is
Right.
Matisse? Oh,
Yay!
So
yeah, Janie. Heck yeah.
Thank you.
do you have any anything else on your turn, G?
What more does she need to do? Come on.
I
She has
mean,
bonus action, she can move.
could burn my
Action point.
Action
my
point.
action point and do a
Anything with
Bang.
a spell attack would have advantage on the paralyzed ones, so that's pretty sweet.
I was actually thinking I could either Misty Step away or try to do another Mind Slipper. I think I'm going to just call it a day right there.
Okay. Matisse, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw against the sea hag's horrific visage.
Sea hag, sea hag, sea hag,
18.
sea hag.
Okay, so you're good to go.
Okay. And since I'm active again, I'm going to finish the teeny bopper.
Sounds so
He's
terrible.
going to finish the team.
And that's with advantage because she's paralyzed.
gusto.
So
Correct.
Okay.
do it up.
Ew.
Do it up, Matisse.
Okay, so it's going to be a 27 to hit.
You said the You said the sea hag was one of the ones that was paralyzed, right?
Correct. Yep, so that's
Okay,
a critical hit, correct?
Oh, it's a critical. Oh, no.
Yep. Advantage on the axe.
Oh, paladins.
Automatically critical.
Oh, okay. So I get to roll.
Murder hobo, this teenage girl.
Yep.
Yeah, this teenage girl.
Yeah. This kind of started a little bit.
She is a
with
sea hag
level
now,
eight for
so
me.
yeah.
As soon as she counterspelled, she
I
was
roll
suspect.
8 dice.
You roll 7 total, or 8 total d8s. So if you already rolled 1, roll 7 more.
It's a good thing I have that many.
I think by now
Thanks.
you've needed them many times. Soon you're going to bust into your next higher level, and you're going to need
You still
more.
have them all from when you played MFS, right?
Well, these
Megan
are
and I were
d8s.
just talking
though.
about the MFS this afternoon on my ride home.
4, 10, 18,
Glad I noticed that extra person on my hold person spell.
23.
Good stuff, Sarah. That was awesome.
31.
31. So you smash the sea hag with your laser sword. You cave her head in, and she dies.
Oh,
One down.
Green Hag is also paralyzed.
Okay, let's go there.
You rocked her world.
Whoa.
Whoa.
She lost her head.
Okay, so that also a critical too?
You hit.
What did you roll?
I rolled
yeah, you did.
18.
Yeah, on the yeah, it's an auto crit because she's paralyzed.
Okay, so let's roll the dices again.
Adam, can you smite more than once in a turn?
I didn't smite.
Yes, you can smite whenever you want to. It's limited by how many spell slots you have.
Okay.
So it's an ability, not a level spell.
All right, so I should
Yeah.
should probably smite. But let's see what this does.
Oh wait, you're rolling 8d8 and you're not smiting? Holy crap!
Well, that is the smite.
Okay. All right. That's confused, but I think.
Make sure you're marking off your spell slots here.
Okay. Ooh, that's juicy damage there. This is really nice. Okay. 8.
Is it moist?
Okay. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm gonna have to quick math this because my mind is off. Okay.
Is that a calculator, this one?
Yes. Okay. 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 50.
50?
Yeah.
5-0, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bloody the green hag with that massive hit from your laser sword.
Yeah. What?
Oh man, the jokes of 10 or 15 years ago. How was it that long ago?
Because we're old.
All set, Matisse?
That's it for me. I'm just going to mark those off my...
Hobgoblin Artificer outside stumbling, complaining about being attacked by a teenager.
Well, he sees them transform. He's like, "What are those? What are those things?" He starts blasting. I actually have any decent spells to use here because I don't want to actually burn the place down this time. I want something left behind. So, all right. In that case, where is it? There it is. Okay, he's gonna press the little button on his crossbow. And it kind of glows with a white light and start shooting.
Okay.
Fire.
Who are you shooting?
The one that Matisse just hit.
Okay, the green hag, yeah.
The green hag. I'm assuming I can see it from my angle, or I can find an angle to shoot to see her.
Yes, that's fine.
So 3d6 on that one. I don't have advantage or anything on the attack. So number one. Shoot number one. That's gonna be for Italy. 11. That's not gonna do it.
You take out a brownie.
Yeah, I take out another brownie.
What kind of brownie?
When the fairies start to show up, we'll be worried. Number 2. Oh, much better. 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
For let's see. 5 piercing. 5 for 10 piercing and 11 radiant. So 21. Boom.
Okay, got it.
That was a damn good hit. That doesn't happen very often for me.
Nice.
And crossbow hits her in the chest.
Who are you shooting?
The green
the
hag.
one that Matisse just bloodied.
Nice. So you're auto critical. That's awesome.
Oh,
No,
that was
it's
a
not.
critical?
No,
Oh,
you have to be within
okay.
5 feet using a melee attack.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I'd roll 3 more d6s, but no.
Okay.
I am content for now. That was action, bonus action, and droids are dodging. Okay.
Arvine, SMR fighter.
Okay.
Finish her.
Let's see here. Do. So, go after the paralyzed green hag with advantage. That's right.
Advantage.
Second dice. Okay. Alright, so that's 18 on the dice, so that's going to be an AC 27 to hit.
Yep, that is.
So that's critical then?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, 1 on the second damage die. Screw you. So that is so that'll be 13 magical force damage.
Got it.
Okay, so then second attack with advantage. Wow, that's horrible.
Oh,
right?
bad wow.
So that'll
I was excited for a second there.
it'll be AC 14 to hit on the green hag. Does that hit?
That misses.
Oh no.
All right, so she swings back with the offhand, undeterred. That'll hit for AC. Let's see here, 23.
Yep, that hits.
So another critical.
Nice.
So, a 3 and a 2 on the damage die. Oh wow, 5. So 10 magical force damage.
10 magical force damage. Okay.
And then she's gonna action surge.
Okay.
So
Fighter shenanigans.
2
Shenanigans.
attacks. Let me check that off.
Nannies.
Oh, I didn't see if I wild surged after that hold person.
Okay, after. I mean, you can roll it now, but we'll handle the effects after Arvine.
It's an 18.
Okay.
Action surge. So then another
I'm considering dipping
attack
into
with advantage with the magical one.
just to get it.
It's gonna hit for AC 27 again.
Yep, that hits.
I'm gonna go to a different D8. That's a better D8. I like that. Okay. So 16 magical force damage.
16 magical force damage. Okay.
Yep.
That will drop the green hag.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
2 down.
All right. Well, she's got the one
One
more
to go.
attack remaining.
Not
So
paralyzed,
even
but-
though she's not paralyzed, she's still gonna close in on Morgantha.
Okay, okay.
So
Let's end her.
one. Okay, that'll be for AC 26 to hit,
That will hit.
and that'll hit for 13 magical force damage.
Okay. All right.
And she kind of squares off on the opposite side from where Matisse is, just so that she's not in the same area of effect for spells, depending on the spell. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. So it is her turn.
She's all by herself.
She isn't gonna be.
Not for long, because she's going to be meeting up with them in hell.
And hell.
All right. Let's see. So, all right. So she incants the spell. I'm gonna double check it again. Hold on.
Da ba da
Da.
da da.
He doesn't have counterspell.
Need a magic dampener.
Unfortunately, no. I'm starting to think I should put that in next time we level up.
Counterspell is an awesome spell, for sure. A little bit of a gamble, but very, very nice.
We
when it
hadn't
works.
been in a lot of situations where I needed to use it yet, so
Yeah, no.
we've been mostly combat, not as many magical creatures.
Right.
So you see a very similar portal appear behind her,
Oh, man.
and then
She
the portal.
provoke.
Nope, the portal moves sort of from behind her, and it goes over to the front of her. And as it does, she disappears.
I jump in after her. Can't do that, can I?
No, you cannot.
Oh.
Damn it.
I'm using the description for fun and for flavor. There's actually, well, I guess there could be a portal, but no, you don't get to take opportunity attack when she casts plane shift. No.
Damn it, I wish I had gotten her to hold.
That just means she'll be back again.
Yeah.
Yet again.
We killed her too.
But
Nasty
you guys had
assistants.
talked about the idea of like, how do we stop her from just leaving? And then you guys didn't really
Because we couldn't come up with
come up with a way to do that.
I don't
so.
know that we honestly have the capability to do it. You know,
Well,
short of
I have hold person. That probably would have been our only.
that would have.
option.
Yeah,
What
I
about
mean,
it? Yeah.
there's no capability in our party that would otherwise do it. So
Yeah, I definitely don't have
Yeah.
anything I can do.
I mean,
like-
counterspell could have potentially helped.
Or
Yeah.
somebody trying to grapple her.
No, that wouldn't stop her from casting spells, but that's a good thought,
True.
though. That's a good thought, but it wouldn't quite work that way.
Was anyone near her?
Well, you guys were all, there was at least 3 of you that were very close to her.
yeah, you and I were right next to her, Matisse, but it didn't matter. She just
No.
disappeared. It was in the
Yeah.
area that she was standing in.
I mean, effectively what happened was she cast a spell and she disappeared. But I used the portal thing just for flavor and for fun. So with the actual spell, it makes her disappear.
So
She plane shifts away. She's not
She
stepping or
basically-
moving.
Bibbity bobbity boo went poof.
Yeah. Yep.
She can take her bibbity bobbity bullshit and go somewhere else.
As long as she's not here, I don't care.
Well, it just means that if we see pastries popping up again,
It's gonna pop up
that she's
again, but we'll
back.
see what happens. Let's go.
Before we run out, I'm going to take a quick look. Is there anything like strange that pops out as like ingredients beyond like your usual like flour, cocoa, butter, milk?
I mean, you can essentially find the secret ingredient that she was using for the pastries and the variety of confections that she was making.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like an herb. There's like a bunch of little pots of it that are back there in that closet area.
Okay. I grab a pot of it and stuff it in my pack just to see if I can get someone to identify it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Sounds good. What is your plan now? So it's like 2:35 in the morning, and you have.
I'm tired. I'm going back to Earl.
I'm outside. Has our little tussle attracted any attention?
I mean, there's some people sort of noticed that there was some yelling and some fighting coming from inside that building, but it didn't cause anything to happen. Other than maybe a couple of people sort of rubbernecking and looking around, but other than that, it didn't really draw any attention.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, then.
Do we burn the storefront down since all this?
No, I think actually it might be better if we kind of leave it.
We'll leave the hag.
You don't want it to look
races,
suspicious.
right?
Well, leave the whatever these ugly things are here, and obviously when they don't open up in the morning, people are gonna come looking, and they're gonna see that this is what's left behind to them. Maybe we're gonna see the last of these stupid pies.
Are they still in the same outfits they were wearing before or not?
No, those are just illusions.
Okay. Well, they'll either think that it's some of the salespeople, or they will think that the hags did.
It'll be a mystery.
Destroying. Exactly.
Whatever the case is, it's not going to come back on us.
Okay. Let's go.
Are there any
Let's go.
pies still left that
There
could
might
be eaten?
there's some cookies there that they have been able to make.
Bam, gone.
So you eat them, okay?
No.
Constitution saving throw.
No.
Constitution saving throw, Greg. You said you ate them.
He said, bam.
Bam,
As
gone.
in he smacked him to smithereens.
Is there a safe?
You smash the
Any
cookies
treasure?
with your
Is there
I
laser.
any
love you,
loot?
John.
there-
Oh my
is
god.
Is there any loot on the hag
Is there a
bodies?
safe?
There's no safe.
Oh, so where are they keeping all their gold that they were making, man?
loot on the corpses?
Loot on the corpses. The hags had a couple hundred gold on them. We'll say 200 gold in their individual pouches.
Okay. Oh, there you go. We'll
You can divide up 200 gold.
$50. 50 gold apiece.
$50.
50 bucks.
50.
Fitty clams.
$50 bucks.
Fitty.
Fitty
Simoleons.
clams.
Okay. So, what is the plan? It's very late.
Go home and sleep.
Yeah. Betty time and good night.
I'm going to say, okay. All right. So you go back to the forge and you go to sleep. And Janie Earl is not there because he doesn't live there. Sorry.
You'll see him in the morning. Don't worry.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I will.
So you all go to sleep. And Janie,
Yes.
you are having
No.
a dream. And it starts off, again, pretty normal, pretty happy. This time you are with the crew of the Star Runner, and you are flying through space.
Whee.
And the whole party is there, and everybody on the crew is there, and the ship suddenly gets attacked by crap, what are those things called? the guys that attacked you in the very first adventure. Why am I brain farting on this?
The ant things.
Yes.
Oh, Nyogi?
Nyogi, thank you. Brain. Yes, so the ship suddenly gets attacked by Nyogi. These ships, they just seem to kind of like they weren't there a second ago, and now they're there, and they're shooting weapons and things. And so everybody starts to take cover, and the members of the party start to try and basically defend the ship and defend the crew. And then, you start casting some spells in defense, and you're launching fireballs at the Neogi ships. And then your wild surge starts to take over, and your energy starts to build up. And there's this giant explosion of fire that like rocks the deck of the Star Runner. And it's just you left on the ship, and everything is burnt and scorched. And there's a lot of dead bodies like all over the place.
Just love doing that to her, don't you?
And at this point, you're just standing there, and like it seems like a long time passes where like nothing is happening. And you look around, and the Neogi ships, they're not there anymore. They just, it's weird. You just look up in that direction, and that one was gone. Look over there, and that one was gone. And then you see an image of Morgantha, and it is formed by stars. Basically, it's sort of like a pencil drawing that is made up of the stars. And you see Morgantha's face, and you see Morgantha. You see her laughing, and you hear her laughing. You hear her voice in your mind. And then you see sort of like this hand, again, sort of like drawn out of the stars. It kind of reaches out towards you. It comes down onto the deck, and it grabs you, and it picks you up off the deck. And it brings you kind of close. You're sort of like floating out into space, seeing this giant drawing of Morgantha's face. And she says, "You have been a thorn in my side for too long. You and your friends must die." And then she kind of starts to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. And you start to get this racking pain. And then you wake up in the morning of the next day at the forge. Again, you don't necessarily have to roleplay it because I keep doing this to you, but you wake up in terror the next morning, kind of out of breath from another nightmare. Mm-hmm. And so she wakes you all up. Again, Sarah, you don't have to necessarily roleplay it, but she wakes you all up in the morning.
I'll try not to max out your mics again.
That'll be more of an issue when we're back in person, but yeah. So Janie wakes up screaming again, which hasn't happened in the last month.
Well, Strax goes in to comfort her like he usually does.
So Janie, do you share the contents of the dream with them once you gather yourself together?
I think because she'd be trying to protect them from harm, that she might actually play this close to the belt.
Okay. There's
She
absolutely
doesn't
nothing wrong
want
with
them
that.
to worry.
Sure. Okay.
So Strax would just assume it's just another trauma dream then.
Okay. All right. So what are the rest of you doing? Is there anything in particular you want to do? Strax is comforting Janie.
I mean, Arvine's worried because this hasn't happened to Janie in a month, but with no details, she's just going to assume it's the same thing too.
Okay.
She's kind of going to want to turn to the others and be like, okay, so Morgantha's still out there. Do we just wait for her to reappear again?
We have to find out
anything else we want to try?
what she's doing with the green herbs that we found. Maybe we can formulate a defense if we know what she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, we could at least try to figure out what it is that's making these things so addictive to the rest of the populace. I mean, I kind of turned to Strax and said, "Do you think should we? Dare I even suggest? I wonder if Dimble is in an addicted state or not right now. Should we have him analyze this? Should we try to take it to a temple?
I mean,
what do you think is the best place?"
I don't care how it works. I say we just find out where they've been getting them and just get rid of them.
Maybe we should talk to Captain Brell. We haven't been there in a while.
I mean, we could tell him what's going on. I don't know if he's going to be able to help us track her down.
I don't see what Oh, he's going to be useful. Nah, I think... Well, if you're going to go looking for a plant, maybe we should talk to someone that knows a lot about plants, like people that live in plants, like the elves.
Well, we could go to the Elven Forest. I'm okay with that.
They might know something about it.
I
Yeah.
don't want to go to the ship. Don't endanger the crew. Don't endanger the crew. I don't want to go to the ship.
I don't think we're going to the ship right now. No. We're just gonna go talk to some tree people.
Trees are okay. Trees are good.
Okay. You'll
Trees
feel
are
better
safe.
after going to go see the trees.
I like to hug the trees.
Yes. Wait, no, I know you do.
A tree hugger. Okay, so you're gonna try to seek out the elves to try to find out what the herbs are.
Yep.
Best I can come up with.
I'm okay
Okay.
with that.
That's cool. I mean, I had no idea that was this thing that could happen, and I like it when you guys do that. So you head over to the Elven Forest. Is this like first thing in the morning? Is it like after lunch or something? Or
After breakfast, at least.
sure, okay. So you guys will have breakfast, then you head over there.
I take it I did not get the benefits of a long rest.
You did not. Okay. So you head to the Elven Forest, and there are the guards. You know, at every entrance there are guards there, and you.
The same one. Is it the guards that we met before?
If you want to go to that same gate, you can. Yeah.
I think that would probably be the best because they would recognize us as somebody who helped them out.
Okay. So one of the guards, he sees you and he kind of nods. Well met. Good to see you.
Hey. You know somebody good with plants?
I'm sure there are many people among the elves that could probably help you with that. Is there something in particular?
Yeah, we found a weird herb that we kind of need help identifying. You know anybody?
Perhaps you could wait here.
All right. I can do that.
Okay. So he confers with the other guard for a minute because there are two guards there, and then he goes into the forest. Normally, the elves are. I'm not going to say that they're xenophobic, but they live on the rock. So, but the elves that live here in the Elven Forest, they are somewhat reclusive. You know, they come out of the woods to do business and so forth. They typically don't want people to come in, except for in the case of like they couldn't handle the werewolf problem. So that was sort of giving people permission to come inside and try to help them. So outside of something like that where they really need assistance, they won't just let people kind of come and go in the forest who are not elves. So with the fact that this guard asked you guys to wait is not all that unusual. So
And Strax is not about to go barrel in on someplace when he's asking for a favor.
Really?
So
Well, not when he wants something back. You know, if they weren't offering anything, he wouldn't care.
So about 20 minutes go by, and the guard comes back, and he has a female elf with him, and she's wearing long blue robes. They're very beautiful. They have all these intricate designs on them and so forth. And she comes out and she says, "Yes, is there something that I can help you with?"
Yeah, thanks for seeing us. Arvine, you got it. You show it to her.
Yeah, Arvine takes out the plants and says there's a foul creature in town who is using these herbs to create seemingly harmless-looking pastries that everybody was getting addicted to. I don't know if you heard about it, but
Yes, I am aware.
This is the secret ingredient. We're trying to put a stop to it and hunt down the final hag. And we're hoping that by identifying this herb, that might help us to at least stop her from making pastries. If we can eliminate the ingredient, if it's somewhere around here, if there's a vendor, if we can get it off the market.
At least find out what it is.
Yeah.
Or make an antidote to
Or
it.
make
that-
an antidote. Yeah, that's a great idea, Matisse.
Okay. She says, "You mentioned the term hag. Can you give me as much information as you know about the person who is using these herbs.
Sure.
Can
I mean,
make an intelligence check on that?
I'm sorry?
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I even know anything about hags in general?
Sure.
Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, sure.
I while he's doing that, I just described the abilities that she's used against us in combat, how they were using a glamour or illusion to look like something different
Can I
on
add my
2
nature to
different
that?
occasions, how there were 3 of them with different abilities and colors in their skin tone.
They cast like me, but they're not nice like us.
I describe how the one lady keeps disappearing through the portal, so we can't stop her.
15.
15. You're doing a knowledge check basically on the hags?
Yeah, just to see if I even know what hags are.
Okay. You do. You've heard of them. And you know that, I mean, with a 15, you probably get information about the fact that when they have multiple hags together, they're more powerful.
Okay.
That's about all you really know.
So I have the basic idea of a coven.
Yeah, essentially. Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, well, there were. So I'll describe it. That yeah, there were 3 of them. Definitely hags, and they had a pastry shop, obviously in town, and well, 2 of them aren't going to be a problem anymore. But we still got that 3rd one out there who could continue to give us problems.
Okay.
Would I even know what kind of hag? On a 15?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really all that.
Not relevant. Okay.
No. I mean, no, but I mean, you can. It's not difficult to know that one was a night hag, one was a green hag, one was a sea hag.
Yeah.
It's not like it's such a rare creature that nobody knows about it. So yes, you do
The
know.
night hag. So the night hag is what's left.
The night hag is what's left. Yes.
Okay. So yeah. The night hag is off and running somewhere.
So I'm going to telepathically reach out to this lovely elf.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell her that my brother does not know, but they're causing us more problems than my party thinks. I believe we are all in danger.
Okay. Her eyes meet yours briefly, and then she goes back to looking at Strax and Arvine. You kind of get the sense that, based on what you were saying, that she understands what you're trying to convey to her, the sort of the urgency of it, and she's trying not to make it seem as though she knows. Like she just had a telepathic conversation with you, so she's trying to keep it, secret, because that's what you're trying to do, and she seems to recognize that, and she's going along with it. She's keeping it secret, so she just keeps on talking. But you do think that her glancing at you, can she talk back to you?
Yes.
Okay, so she glances to you and then back to Strax and Arvine, and she says, "Give me some time. I will look into it." And then she goes back to the 2 of you, Strax and Arvine, and she says, "I am familiar with the type of creature that you have described. If this creature is continuing to be a problem, how would you plan to stop her in the future? She has eluded you, I'm assuming?"
Yeah, twice.
We've hurt her badly, and on each occasion, once she took enough damage, she disappeared.
And how
I
would
don't
you
know.
stop that from happening again?
I don't know. I mean, we
we're
would
working
hope
on
that
it.
maybe we would do enough damage quickly enough to take her down before she could, but we were at a loss.
Okay.
First
Kinda-
things
we
first,
feel like
we
we're
gotta
waiting
find
for her to
and
show
we
up
gotta
again.
Stop her from doing whatever it is she's doing here.
Okay. So did you hand her the little container of the herbs, Kate? Or
I did.
Arvine? Okay.
I did.
So she says, "My name is Ilan, and if you were to come back in say 3 days' time, I will do some experiments on this herb and see what I can find. And perhaps I can help you to devise a way to stop her from escaping the next time that you encounter her.
It would be
I suppose
incredibly
it won't take anything you
appreciated.
get.
We would be in your debt. Thank you.
Yes, this night hag, apparently, her creations of food and the addiction is something that has been felt even in our small elven kingdom. And if this is going to persist, then I would like to offer assistance in stopping it once and for all. So please give me a few days and then return.
We will. Thank you.
She kind of gives a little bow, and she shoots you a look, Janie. Again, she's like turning away from Strax and Arvine, and she kind of glances over and she makes eye contact with you. And she kind of scratches her temple, but she kind of taps her temple as she's scratching it.
Oh, the effect of her being able to talk back to me doesn't end unless I end it.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
up to an hour or until I choose to end it. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Sorry.
slight rewind. So she does turn and she shoots you a glance. And as she's walking away, she continues to speak with you. And she, how much information did you give her about did you tell her everything or just
As much as she would have been able to hear in between everybody else talking to her.
Okay. All right. She says, over in your mind, she says, over the next few nights, you will probably continue to encounter difficulties. If you require your spirit to be restored after these traumatic events, please come back and talk to the guard and ask for Elan. And she's telling this to you as she's walking away from you. So,
Okay,
I mean...
Cool. She can still talk to me up to 80 feet away based on the spell.
Okay. She gets that out before she's out of range.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. All right. So she goes back off into the forest. And is there anything? And she has the herbs, and she's going to do some research into helping to stop the night hag. And for Janie, sort of, the rest of you don't know, but she's going to be trying to help Janie with her little problem. Is there anything else in particular you guys want to do? There's going to be like 3 days of downtime we're going to end for tonight. There's going to be 3 days of downtime. Is there anything in particular that you want to do? It's not like you don't have like a work week, which a lot of the downtime activities involve a work week. But just before we end, is there anything in particular that you guys want to do over those 3 days that isn't obvious based on the plot we just established?
Not beyond normal routine for me.
Okay.
Hug
Okie dokie.
Earl.
You want to hug her? Lots of hugging, Earl.
Lots of hugging Earl. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we will end there for tonight. A little bit of a shorter session, but that's okay. So, yeah, you guys got to find a way to stop this biatch.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll be working on. They'll just be trying to figure out a way to keep her from teleporting away over the next few days.
Okay, cool. So let's say goodnight to the listeners.
Good night.
Good night, listeners.
Thank you for listening.
Yay, listening.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review anywhere this podcast can be found. Our social media links, plus additional content, can be found on our website at knightsofroleplay.com. Please tell your friends about Knights of Roleplay and Adventuring Podcast, and spread the word through social media. Your help and support are greatly appreciated.